O.J. Simpson defense lawyer Robert Shapiro's awkward attempts at currying favor with Judge Lance Ito were rebuked by the judge this week, who said, Mr. Shapiro, it is not necessary to preface every statement with Confucius say. Okay, maybe that joke wasn't quite politically correct, but I've had it up to here with this PC shit. Why cannot we laugh at ourselves? Why, when a comedian does a joke on anything even vaguely controversial, do certain people moan like somebody let one rip during an audience with the Pope? I mean, come on. Who actually moans at a joke? Who is responsible for that? Well, quite frankly, I'm pinning it on the gays, okay? Now, I know there's some reflexively irate homosexual in the crowd thinking, how dare you, Miss Thing? And what I'm saying to you is this. I think so little of the variations in human sexuality that I refuse to treat you like a Fabergé egg. You are part of the human collective. Come, join in our reindeer games. You too can be poked fun at. And you know something? That goes for the whole spectrum of special interest groups out there wandering the freakazoid Serengeti plain, all right? I don't want to get off on a rant here, but trying to negotiate the narrow straits of what's acceptably funny nowadays is like trying to navigate through the Sargasso Sea of plastic toadstools in the middle of a bumper pool table. I understand where political correctness comes from. A scant 40 years ago, we were doing Amos and Andy jokes on the airwaves, for Christ's sakes. We were barbaric louts. But now suddenly we find ourselves in a classic overcorrection, where we're all supposed to zip through life like some huge societal squadron of blue angels flying 6 inches off each other's taste wing, never ever deviating even 1 angstrom. Well, folks, there are a lot of different aircraft careening through the social stratosphere, and we better start working out some respectively independent glide paths right now, or it's going to start getting real messy. Why don't we start by letting humor serve as our guide? You know, laughter is one of the great beacons in life because we don't diffract it by gunning it through our intellectual prism. What makes us laugh is a mystery, an involuntary response. If I could explain to you why Jerry Lewis makes me laugh when he's trying to be serious, and why he makes me straight-faced when he's trying to get me to laugh, I'd have the answer. But I don't. But damn it, I'm telling you, the key lies somewhere in Lewis. Jerry is the Stargate on this. And I'm pretty sure the comedic Rosetta Stone lies somewhere in his catching the cigarette in the mouth bit. And I think Charlie Callis will back me up on that. The point is, people who are threatened by jokes are the same people who tend to refer to actors on soap operas by their character's name. Listen, there's the real world, and then there's the joke world, okay? The joke world can get tough. Wear a cup. You know, when I watch Dana Carvey tee up his impression of me and how I run my hand through my hair, it momentarily irks me, but only for a second, because I realize it's a joke. And I don't want to waste one more moment being angry when I can get back to my true avocation, which is completely idolizing myself. You know, something, folks? It wouldn't hurt if everybody held their cards a little closer to their vest. Don't let them know they've rattled you if it hits close to home. You should be able to take a joke right in the solar plexus. Get up. Get that 2-cycle weed whacker engine of a brain humming and give as good as you got. And if you get bested, go home, sharpen your verbal machete, and get right back and get ready for the next thicket. Don't call Gloria Allred. Don't go to court. Don't steal a machine gun and shoot everybody at the party who made fun of your Jiffy Pop rag hat. Relax. Relax. The truth is, the human sense of humor tends to be barbaric, and it's been that way all along. I'm sure on the eve of the Nativity, when the tall Magi smacked his forehead on the crossbeam while entering the stable, Joseph took a second away from pondering who impregnated his wife and laughed his little carpenter ass off. You know, a sense of humor is exactly that, a sense, not a fact, not etched in stone, not an empirical math equation, but just with the word intones a sense of what you find funny. And obviously, everybody has a different sense of what's funny. If you need confirmation on that, I would remind you that Saved by the Bell recently celebrated the taping of their 100th episode. Oh well, one man's Moliere is another man's Screech. And you know something? That's the way it should be. But there are those who feel the need to enlist you in a cult whose core doctrine consists solely of their personal beliefs. Well, I subscribe to the theory of the cult of one, the cult of the individual. That way, if I lemming off the cliff, I'm only following my own nose and not the ass of another lemming. That's what America's all about. A great nation that guarantees you the right to lead whatever sort of whacked-out, jag-off existence you want to lead, and guarantees me the right to ridicule it mercilessly. Come on. Am I the only one who absolutely delights in the fact that somewhere out there near the Pillars of Hercules there's a crazy old bitch like Marge Schott? You know something? There is nothing wrong with a culture where everybody has a different idea of what's humorous. The last time I can remember an entire nation being on the same page, it was Germany in the late 30s, and it didn't really turn out that funny. Remember, in its time and place, what Hitler said was considered politically correct. And it's that blind adherence to what is situationally palatable that is truly dangerous. We should question it all, poke fun at it all, piss off on it all, rail against it all, and most importantly, for Christ's sake, laugh at it all. Because the only thing separating Holy Writ from complete bullshit is your perspective. It's your only weapon. Keep the safety off. Don't take yourself too seriously. And remember that at the end of the day, this is just an ant farm with beepers. And and most importantly, it takes zero politically correct assholes to screw in a light bulb because they are perpetually in the fucking dark. Of course, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong.